Hey you, so on this video, collect the coins you should avoid. I'm going to be going over just that. I recently done a video on collect the coins you should be collecting now, and that was based off of my own experience with those coins and how well they've done for me and how well they seem to be doing now. On this video, I'm going to be going over coins, coins from specific mints, a coin size in general, or a coin set, or just my overall experience with that coin size or set or from that manufacturer mint, and why I feel, you know, it hasn't worked out for me and why it could benefit somebody else out there with that type of information. Now, of course, it's going to be from my own personal perspective. A hit for me or a miss for me could most definitely be a hit for somebody else. You know, I could point and talking about a coin, and I'll explain why it didn't work out for me and the reasons why I thought it was going to and why it didn't in the long run. Anybody with the opposite opinion, it'll be fantastic to hear from in the comments. This is going to be somewhat of a reference point for an individual that may want to see what types of coins may be good or bad for them in the long run. There's no way of us knowing that when a coin is released, it's going to be an instant hit. It's a gamble we all take, and I've been involved playing that game, and for some it's definitely worked out fantastically, where it's absorbed all my losses of any of these coins I'm showing here. But obviously the losses are out there, so anybody can gain from this info. It'd be fantastic to hear from individuals on coins that they believe should be down on this list also in the comments. You know, for whichever reasons you purchased a coin and time's gone by and it hasn't done well, it'll be great to hear. Now, you know, obviously our experiences are going to be different. I may have individuals or access routes to sell these coins that an individual might not, but overall in general, from my own experience, when I've hit a brick wall or I have some coins that haven't done well, no matter what avenues I take, this is why they've ended up on this little display here, and why I'll be saying that they're, you know, it's not in the best interest of an individual that wants to flip them. Once again, I want to highlight that if you're a collector, these are collector coins. You know, the mint will tell you they're not meant for flipping. You're meant to get them because you like them. That's the whole purpose of collecting something, not to flip it technically. So I'm looking at it from more of a cowboy flip perspective. I want to pick this up and I want to flip it for a profit and sell it on, and, you know, repeat cycle and the likes of. And it wasn't possible with some of these coins I'm going to be showing. So once again, it'd be fantastic to hear in the comments as to why, either the flip side to what I'll be saying, any coin I mention has done fantastic for you and why you think that these coins are a fantastic pick, or any collector coins that you've got into that should be on this list that you want to include in the comments. Now, I'm going to jump straight into this, and we're going to go straight to the silver Krugerrand. Now, I picked this up because I fell into the hype that a lot of individuals fell into when these first came out, and that was the South African Mint. They've been infamous for doing the gold, the Krugerrands, and it's been a massive hit. I would say, if not the best, it's damn near second most liquid gold coin in the world. So the Krugerrand you can take anywhere on the planet and you're gonna have no issues liquidating that coin. They brought out a silver variant of that in 2017. Now, what happened with this coin, my own personal opinion, is they suffered from two things. I'll put the first one out there and say greed. You know, why I say greed is because they could have done it two ways. You could have made a more exclusive product, i.e. lower mintages, which is the name of the game, which is what attracts individuals, and had the high price they had. Instead, they went for two blows, you know, getting it from both ends. They done a high mintage and a high price, which was ridiculous, an insanely high price. I believe the BUs had a mintage of 1 million, and they was asking a lot of money when these coins first came out. Some individuals fell into that trap out of, you know, emotions. They loved the coin, they needed to have it. Some individuals were smart enough to know that what they had brought out wouldn't last and it would be going down on sale at some point. And ultimately, those that chose to wait can pick these coins up for a fraction of what they are when they first came out. But what I think killed this series for me, and why I don't think it was a good flip, not saying that individuals didn't have a great flip with this coin, was the quality. These guys suffered badly with the quality of the silver Krugerrands. It's what caused the first hold up with these coins when they was meant to be released. I believe MCM were the exclusive guys to get these first, and it was due to, I don't know, them mentioning something about when they was being transported, they was popping out of the capsules and getting scuffed up. There was a big hoorah when a UK dealer first started selling this exact coin here, at a reduced price to the rest of the dealers in the world. Now, when I spoke with them, which was funnily, they mentioned that, you know, they just happened to have a batch and they couldn't really answer why they was being sold at a fraction of the price, but you should get it while it was hot. And I did lock in, you know, I believe I had about 10 of these at one point and only went on to keep 2, I believe, because once again the quality was horrendous on these coins. What I think had happened is they'd obviously sent them out and then done a recall, and dealers that chose to keep them more than likely got them at a fraction of the price or the first issue price, and that's what this dealer had done, and just reduced it, obviously passed the savings on to us, but also passed the issues on to us. And I don't believe they actually did fix the quality on these coins. So this is why this I would put down on my list of collector coins to avoid. You know, it was definitely a bad one. The main issue you're going to have with these right now, if you're looking at the more high premium silver coins, is going to be the quality on them are horrendous. I don't know if they've upped their quality because I haven't stuck around, but on the silver it wasn't too big for me, so I'd say avoid. A side note on the gold is it's going to fall under the same thing I'm going to be mentioning on the Libertards. It's a Krugerrand. I mean, for Pete's sake, this coin's been out for decades. You're getting the same motif every time, you know, and they do really milk it on the golds. You either get it in a proof or a fractional size that you can't get individually. It's just, you know, recycle, recycle, recycle. That gets boring in the end, especially for a flipper. Moving forward in this really tricky market for collector coins, I think you need to be becoming more inventive, more creative, bringing out refreshed new stock. This just didn't cut it for me, so it was a bad pick for me, and one I would put down for individuals that was looking out there or maybe considering them to take that on board as to why this ended up in my collector coin you should avoid, and that's going to be the silver Krugerrand. You can pick these up now for a fraction of the price they was when they was first released, and there's a reason for that, because, you know, when you bring it out and you get a bit too greedy and it doesn't do too well, then you're left, you know, limping it off. Now next would be these 2 coin sets from the Perth Mint. Now I've not invested in too many, so I will say that I'll generalize them and put them all into one. I know they don't really do too many 2 coin sets that I've personally invested in, but from my own experience, I would say this also would be something to avoid. I don't think a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon of these. I believe this is the proof and the reverse proof. I can get these up. I'm showing clearly with any type of view, but this was one of the sets where they was released by Perth Mint themselves, sold these, and then you had Amex that had exclusive rights that just really fluffed these up. And if you was able to get them from the Perth Mint direct, you was one of the lucky ones because you got a better price. Amex hiked the price up on these straight away. It was the early days to their price gorging and just them really showing their fangs and how, you know, struggling they are in this current dry market. But these sets came with 1,000, you know, that was the hype. It was the first time they was doing the single 1 ounce coupe proof or reverse proof in a long time, but it just went on to do absolutely nothing. I purchased it off of the hype, that same hype sales pitch. It's gone on to go on discount, which is a horrible thing, because if you're picking this coin up to want to flip it at a later date for a profit, and then the dealer that hiked the prices up then practically cuts the prices in half, you already know it's a bad day for you. So I would put these 2 coin sets from the Perth Mint, I would go as far as even lumping a lot of them in there, because with other mints, and I believe you had the Archangel coins and there was the Libertard 2 coin sets, and I've mentioned this before, where individuals were finding more and more quality control issues with these coins. Now once upon a time, I'd say 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you could have brought out something like this and it'd be a massive hit. A lot of people would be talking about it, especially YouTube stackers, but the times have changed, especially with mintages and coins that are out and how the mints are having to evolve. So moving forward, these coins will be something that I would be avoiding. There's nothing unique here apart from the proof and reverse proof. And, you know, I believe you can get the kooks in and single 1 ounce proofs. I know they do them in high relief, so I'll touch on that in a moment. But these 2 coin sets for me haven't done too good. So, you know, for an individual out there maybe considering them, there's not that many out there, whether it be the Archangel sets or the Libertard proof sets that Amex and the likes of do. I would say steer clear, you know, they haven't been the best. Now, following off of that, I would go on and say the 1 ounce high relief proof coins from Perth Mint have also been yeah for me. Now, whether it's these lunar ones or the Krugerrand ones that I have, I know they do other coins in the series, or whichever coin they bring out, they ultimately bring out a 1 ounce high relief proof variant. For me, these coins haven't done well at all either. You know, this one here, I done a video in my early days of when I picked up a bunch of these on sale. I've mentioned this before, but that could be telltale signs there. We have some noise going on in the background. But these coins, if you like whichever design or motif is out currently, and you get these, you're in for a treat, because they are stunning. They're nice, chunky, concave coins, and you've got a design that you really like. It's a bonus, but other than that, that's where it stops and falls dead. And not to forget, these once again are collector coins. They're out there for collectors. The mints and dealers will technically tell you, look, this isn't for investment opportunities, that's the bullion. So, you know, if you're a flipper or a cowboy flipper, or want to pick it up and sell it for a profit at some time, that's their disclaimer straight away. So you obviously need to take that on board. A lot of the 1 ounce high relief coins have done absolutely nothing. They've been great having them in general, but in terms of fantastic flipping potential, they've been terrible. You know, and if anything, it saturates the coin that's out currently. I mean, with this, I don't know the mintage. I think the mintage was 5,000, I believe, as I dig out the COA on the Kooks. I'm not sure it's going to be the same for the horse, but looking at it, that's 10,000. So that's 10,000 of these coins. Now, not to forget, I believe they do 500k already. So it's just milking the design more and more. But they've gone on the majority of the times in Europe. Whenever these are released, you're able to pick them up for a fraction of the price later at a later date. So they always end up going on sale, or they don't ship them out, and Perth has a backlog of these. So these are the kind of coins that you end up finding in 2017, 2 or 3 years from now. Atmex may have a special, some German dealer may have a special these, and you know, they've miraculously just pulled them out from the stock room where they've been sitting on them, or Perth has been sitting on them, and just, you know, done them a favor and sent a batch of these out. But these have been terrible investments for collector coins as well. Once again, these are just collector coins for individuals that like them. If you're looking to do any type of flip with this size here, 1 ounce high relief, regardless of what it is, I believe Perth do a 1 ounce high relief of many. They haven't been that great. I know there's been some real hot ones as of recent. I have the Dragon Phoenix 2 ounce high relief coin in gold. Now, I did end up selling that for a profit, but it took a bit of work. So it's definitely something I won't be going back into, as I want to always be able to flip my collector coins for a profit. Too much work is never a great thing. I've recently done a tail end video speaking on the 5 ounce high relief proofs as well, and this is one here, a prime example. Stunning design, absolutely stunning to just hold one of these, because they're so chunky and look so good. But for flipping, they're dreadful as well. They're terrible. They're not the best at all. So, you know, it's definitely another size that I'd put in there, and that's going to be the 1 ounce high relief and the 5 ounce high relief. They just don't do anything. They're great to hold if you love the design and have, if you personally want one or need one, or just have to have one in your collection. But for flipping and moving on, not the best at all. Now, after that, I'm going to bring in these coins here, which I've been getting a few random questions about as of late, and that's going to be the Libertads. And I do own them. I also, on an older video, I did have me unboxing a large number of these boxes. I've been selling them, you know, sporadically over time. These are stunning coins, and a lot of the guys really like this coin for whichever reasons. But for me, it fell under the boring after a while. These are fantastic coins. Now, it's mixed reviews with these. I know some years have done fantastic. Whether they're still holding and selling for that premium, I don't know. At once upon a time, the 5 ounce proofs were great. Even these sets were great. But when you just kept on getting the same thing every year, I clocked onto this before it was even a big thing, that, you know, it just wasn't there. Now, when it comes to Libertads, they are like a league of their own, but it's nothing that I've ever done great things in when it's come to flipping or anything of the likes of. I don't think I've done anything fantastic when it comes to Libertads. They do make stunning coins, but, you know, the same coin, just different year. I just pulled out of these earlier. I have this set here in silver and in gold. Now, both are nice, but both ain't doing fantastic things for me. Once again, I know the golds in some sizes have been extremely rare and scarce, and I know they've had the scandal where they've put out final mintage numbers and then, you know, done a bit of Mickey Finning at the end. So they are kind of guilty of that also. So some shady tactics from the Mint also. Nice sets, great to have in your collection, but if you're expecting to do big flips and the likes of, it may take a bit more work. But there are plenty out there in all variants, whether it's graded or, you know, reverse proof sets, 5 ounces and 7 coin sets, 2 coin sets. Personally, I've done nothing great with them. I've seen individuals do okay and then pull out of them, but it's something, if somebody asked me, I would say personally I've not done too well, and I don't see them having the best potential currently, but who knows what will happen in the future. So I've put this under just too boring for me now. And you know, they would need to, with all these mints coming out with new designs yearly, from the Queen's Beast to the Lunars and everything, I just think they need to really catch up. I think they've got pretty far doing the same design, damn near mimicking the Silver Eagles. Even the Royal Mint do something of a beautiful twist on their female lead on the Britannias. So I think they should really take a note out of that, because they're wasting a lot of potential in these snazzy little presentation cases and the time to press these proof coins, but just giving you the same thing every year. For me, it became old fast. But once again, if you feel different, it'll be great to hear in the comments. Now we're going to have the infamous Royal Mint. Now on these guys, with the Royal Mint, it's always going to be a hit or miss. You know, you never know what you're going to get. I think I've found a formula for what's going to be a hit with the Royal Mint, and we're going to have to wait and see on a couple more of their releases. I will do a video on it on what I believe, and you know, because we never know, and especially if you know that they have potential within them to have a coin that can technically hold its value and sell for astronomical amounts over a long period of time. I'm speaking on the 2016, but other than that, Royal Mint easily have a, you know, you have a hit or miss. They easily have a high miss rate than hit. And to smack on top that they have very poor quality control, you have to be careful. So I put a lot of their collector coins under this banner. They're going crazy with the 50p's because it's obviously doing well for them. Regardless of what they release, they're always going to win. And I think it was one of their reps that first told me, look, these coins ain't for flipping, they're for collectors. So, you know, be buyer beware. So I would put these 50p coins on the list of coins to avoid, and a lot of what they release. You can go on their website now and you'll see collector coin upon collector coin, and they're all going to do horrible for an individual that wants to flip these coins. So when you're working on a small hit rate, it can be, you know, you can work something out over a period of time. And you know, this coin here, the first one's done well. I think all of them after that are just going to do what they're going to do. You know, I have this coin, I picked up a few of these, and I can pretty much tell you now it's going to do nothing close to what the first one done. If I wanted to put this up now, I'd be lucky to break even, and that's selling on the secondary market. A second-hand buyer for a friend or something like that, I could barely maybe knock a tenner off or something. So that's that. I'd say a lot of the Royal Mint coins you should stay clear of as well, especially if you're very, you know, if some stuff like the quality control, it gets on everybody's nerves. But when a coin's a big hit like the Queen's B series, a lot of people can look beyond that because they're trading well and strong, so the name's carrying all of the issues. But on all of their other releases, that's just not the case. Regardless of how well they look, it's just not working. So I'd say a lot of their 50p releases, where it's their Paddington Bear, Snowman, they're releasing a lot of coins and they're all misses. I mean, I not too long ago got an email from them, which wasn't surprising, and they were selling these coins at a discount. I believe they were doing a 20%. They was doing a large percent discount if you click the link, and done it within a certain period of time. So once again, you're not getting a hot release on discount from any mint or dealer. If it's a hot release, you get the price hikes. We've seen what the dealers do. To speak on something here now, the Rwandan coins also, that seems to be simmering down, the frenzy, because it seems dealers have come to their senses now with the pig, whereas you had the rooster and that practically went for a set price. Then you had the dog and it went ridiculously crazy, you know. And then you had issues where people were not only calming down, they was putting the dog proofs up on sites and it was selling out within like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It was a frenzy. But that died down towards the tail end because people could see where it was on the second coin, and dealers totally played into that. And I did do the video saying it's going to backfire and work against them, and it did. You know, a lot of dealers are now left with the gold dog sitting on their shelves, and the pick came out and everybody got smart real quick because the premiums have come down on that. So it's definitely simmered down. Not saying it's a bad coin now, but price wise the frenzy has settled. So it's still a hot coin, but you can now pick up the golds and even the silver proofs for what they was originally supposed to be released at. So it goes to show the dealers never needed to hike the prices up. It's because individuals just went crazy in the frenzy and just ran into it. And so they said, if you're going to come running, we're going to gladly, you know, give you a faceful. And that's what individuals got. So just looking at what they're doing with the collector coins can be some type of indication to what would happen if we had a crash tomorrow and individuals thought they were going to trade their silver in for gold. Dealers will act accordingly. So, you know, once again, buyer beware. But this one's been going on for long enough, so I'm going to wrap this one up. So these are just a few of the coins or collections I would say individuals should steer clear of. You know, these have been my own personal reasons. Like I said, a hit for me or a miss for me, maybe a hit for somebody else. So if you feel otherwise, it'll be fantastic to hear what you think on these coins here or these choices I've picked and what you can add to this list, whether it be a collector coin you feel an individual should be avoiding. So hate or love it, guys. It'd be great to hear your thoughts in the comments on any other coins you'd like to add to that. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.